Welcome to Exploring the Paranormal. Hosted by Heather Leigh, PhD, Exploring the Paranormal offers a new, fresh look into paranormal research. Join Heather as she discusses some of the many haunted locations worldwide, discusses why these locations are haunted, hear from paranormal researchers about their personal experiences at these locations. Additionally, Heather takes a journey into the science behind the paranormal, discussing topics such as thermodynamics and the Heisenberg principle and how they both affect paranormal activity. Now, your host of Exploring the Paranormal, Dr. Heather Leigh.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm super excited today, as always. Today's going to be a fabulous show. My guest is Nicole. She has been on the show a couple times in the past, including when I did the show with the Women in the Paranormal. She is a psychic. She has written several books. We're going to talk about her newest book today as well. And I kind of want to talk to her a little bit about where she gets her inspiration. So if you guys have any questions about psychic abilities, paranormal, or anything like that, we're both more than happy to answer those questions. Just throw them in the comments and we will make sure we get them. If you guys are watching the replay, thank you for watching. Wanted to let you know that you can also ask questions and we will do our best to answer them if we see them. Or if you need a question answered right away, you can find my Facebook page, which is at Heather Leigh, PhD, or at Dr. Heather Leigh. It got changed. Or you can find Exploring the Paranormal show on Facebook as well. And that's where you can catch all the links and everything you need. And you can message me there as well. And one topic I do want to touch on briefly is we are fully booked for the rest of the year on the show. So thank you everyone who has expressed interest on being on the show. I'm totally excited about everyone I have. If you guys want, that's one thing I wanted to talk about today is I had one person reach out to me saying, how can I plan to watch your show? And my tip is watch it every Tuesday or catch the replay afterwards. But I understand wanting to plan to make sure that you're there live for a specific show for a specific guest. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys today. If you want me to, I can post a list of upcoming guests. I like to try keeping them a surprise, but I'll go ahead and post a list of upcoming guests as I have them and keep that on my page. And then you guys can check it out, mark your calendars, do what you want. But before the end of the show, just let me know if that's what you guys want, and I will get that taken care of. But real quick, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of who we have coming up in the next couple months. And go through the list here real quick with you guys. It's an amazing lineup. I am so proud of what I've done. We have Barnaby Jones next week, and we're going to be talking about cryptozoology. September 5th, we have Sin Schrader Hill. On September 12th, we have Jeff Mudgett, who will be talking about the H.H. Holmes investigation and new evidence that he has found. September 19th, we have Les Durant. September 26th, Jeanette Lucas, and we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different things with Jeanette. Stephanie Treadway, we'll be talking to her on October 3rd. Then we also have coming up Tombstone Wild West Paracon. They will be on Stephanie Bradley. We have a 2-part series on October 24th and then again on Halloween. And that will be Philomena, and she will be talking about the Hatman Project. She is a return guest. And then we also have Rich Valdez, Diet Renee, Chris Allen, and Alex Matsuo. And one fun thing that I had come up with, December is going to be crazy for me. And on December 12th, I believe that one is going to be my season finale. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a Christmas party. We are going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to do giveaways. We can, if you guys want, we can sign up for a Secret Santa among the viewers. We could do a Christmas card exchange, whatever you guys want. I have a lot in the works, so make sure you keep an eye on my page for a whole bunch of fun different things that we can do to put together to make it a full 2-hour Christmas party. And you never know who might stop in to say hi during the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then I also wanted to touch base. I had put out a post saying I need a guest. Thank you everyone who replied. very overwhelmed with the amount of responses I've gotten. So please be patient with me. I'm slowly getting through them. And who knows, I might even have 2024 fully booked before the end of this year. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. And if you did submit interest to be on the show, just be patient with me and keep an eye either on your email or Facebook page. Because if you gave me your Facebook page, I might reach out there because that might be easier to reach out to. And hey, Ariel, how are you doing? Thank you for watching the show. And so let's get started with our normal Tuesday morning housekeeping information. And then we will see how much time we have left before Nicole comes on and we will discuss that with her. Okay, so I do have my books. I'm super excited and I am running a special right now. Actually, I'm going to leave this on here so I can read it. So if you comment between now and then, I will see it when I return back to the screen with the comments on it. But I have Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns. I have 10 of those available. Ghosts and Legends of the Vegas Valley. I currently have 2 in stock and 5 more are on the way. Haunted Florida Lighthouses. I'm taking pre-orders because my last shipment completely sold out. So that made it possible for me to order more. So I have 20 more on the way. And then, of course, we have Haunted Florida Ghost Towns is at the publisher. Almost done with Haunted Florida Roadside Attractions. Just have 1 or 2 more chapters and a couple photos to capture for that one. And then it's on to Ghosts and Legends of the Florida Pirates. So I'm so looking forward to those. But if you guys want a copy of my Haunted Southern Nevada Ghost Towns, the Vegas Valley book, or my Lighthouse book, I am selling them. They're $25 each. I'll autograph them, and that includes shipping. Or if you want to get 2 of the books, it's $45 for 2 of them, or $65 for all 3. You can feel free to message me or comment here, and I will make sure I get to you afterwards. And with that, oh, you're from Tampa, Florida. I'm up in Lakeland, Ariel. I'm good. How are you doing? So yeah, small world. I actually encountered someone else from Florida this morning online. So yeah, so you're not too far from me. Actually, if you are in the Orlando area, September 15th, I will be guest speaking at Phantasm, which is something I was going to be talking about in a little bit on that. Okay, so real quick, Ghost Education 101. We are going to have a roundtable discussion on collecting evidence. We have some amazing guests. My co-host Philip will be joining me. Larry Lawson, my friend here in Florida, he will be joining the show, and he's an amazing one. He's a former sheriff's detective, and he will be joining the show on how to, and like I said, our discussion will be collecting evidence. If you watched last week's shows, Robert Bradley from CPRI was on. He'll be back, and then we have one more special guest. I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, but I can get that for you if you guys want. We will be creating the event on Facebook later, so you can get to know all of the panel guests on that. And as always, we have Motion Picture Real Haunts Ghost Towns. Real Haunts 3 are all available on Tubi for free or Amazon Prime. But the one thing that I don't mention often, but I do want to mention it, they have so many other amazing shows. They have The Real Haunted Mansion, Mom and Son, which is about a mother and son, Paranormal Investigators, the original Real Haunts, which a lot of those people appeared in Real Haunts 3 with us. And I think they have Dueling Dragons, about the Dueling Dragons race in Vegas, and a whole bunch of different shows. So make sure you check them out. It is Motion Picture Video. They have been really good to us, and we love supporting them the best we can. Oh, thank you so much. It is such a small world. It's amazing how many more people I'm meeting from Florida. Okay, and May 31st of this year, don't forget that my episode of Ghost Adventures Lake of Death aired, the one episode that I appeared on, and you can get that now on Max Plus or Discovery, or on Max or Discovery Plus. And then Thursday night, we have an interesting show on Passport to the Paranormal. My son, who has been a paranormal investigator since he was 15, he wants to talk about different Aztec beliefs, about the paranormal, their superstitions, and all of that. And also he wants to talk about the legends behind the death whistle. So we'll be talking about that. And I'm just kind of checking through things real quick. Okay. Okay. And then I also we have updated our Patreon. We have 4 different levels, starting at 5, 25, 50, or no, 5 different levels. Oh, excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. 5, 25, 50, 75, and 100. They include various things, including behind the scenes, advance notice of events. If you attend an event that I'm going to be at, I showed you guys the gift last week. I have a home protection gift that includes everything from selenite, sage, to quartz crystal, Palo Santo, cascarilla, and blessed sea salt. So I'll have that to give away if you attend the event that I'm the $75 level. You get free shamanic life coaching with it. And then we also do have a level that sponsors this show. So I do want to let you guys know we are running a giveaway. As soon as we hit 25 patrons at that $25 mark, we will be doing a huge giveaway. And in order to be entered, you have to sign up at, like I said, as a patron. We're going to select winners from that. And we have different prizes, including we'll give away one of my books of your choice. The home protection blessing kit that I have, a paranormal journal. That's another thing I want to talk about. I have started doing a whole bunch of different journals. They are available on Amazon. They're slowly getting released, but they are 113 journal prompts for paranormal investigators. So that's a fun little book. We'll be giving one of those away. And then I'm also creating spell jar kits that you can make your own spell jars for protection in your home. So stay tuned. I actually posted this morning on my pages, so you can check that out and make sure that you are in the know of what's going on and staying on top of things. Okay, and then 2 more things. Mark your calendars, because TMCC has courses. My courses for TMCC are online and the registration is open. I believe if you search TMCC Epic, you should be able to find it. September 25th from 6 to 9 Pacific, I will be doing the ABCs of paranormal research. And then on October 9th from 6 to 9, I will be doing Ghost Hunting 101. All of the classes are about 3 hours. And if you attend live and attend the class, you will also receive a recording. And I will be doing giveaways for a book and then again, that protection kit. Phantasm Orlando is going to be at the DoubleTree at the Universal entrance. And that is September 15th through 17th. And I am on 2 paranormal Q&A sessions, as well as I have 7 different panel discussions that I'll be doing, including everything from herbal magic and the paranormal, history of witches, Ouija boards. Of course, haunted Florida lighthouses will be a topic that we'll be discussing. And I will have all my books there ready to sign and hopefully interact and have fun talking to you guys. So yes, we will be doing all of that. And so I'm here for whatever you guys want to talk about. Feel free to ask any questions. Like I said, my guest Nicole will be here soon. And I'm just double checking to make sure, because I wrote some notes down to make sure that I've covered everything, and I have for what I want to. So what I'm going to do is, shoot, where'd it go? I wanted to talk about, there it is. Starting next year, and I might even start doing it sooner, but I had, we were talking in the chat on one of the shows previously, and some of the guests had expressed interest in learning more about different herbs, herbal mixtures, the different spell kits that I make, and all of that. In addition to, we are going to be focusing a little bit more on the science of the paranormal. I'm going to be pulling up some facts, some research projects that have been going on, investigations, as well as experiments, and kind of offer you guys some tips on things that you can use yourself. Oh, hey, Ian, how are you doing? It's been a while since I've talked to you. I hope all is well. So yeah, so we'll be doing all of those different things. So real quick, I just kind of wanted to touch base, and I'm trying to, it was the herbal bath bags. These are my absolute favorite things to make. And real quick, I will show a presentation on them in the future. I'm working on updating it to make it look a little bit more appealing, and to also to add my new back logo to it that I have for the pages. But these are things that I use whenever I do paranormal investigations. Herbal bath bags are great because you can make your bag, put your intention in that bag, put the herbs in there, and just soak and relax. It definitely, depending on which ones you use, can turn your bathroom into a complete spa. But one thing, of course, before I start talking about this, disclaimer, do not use herbs you don't know, or herbs that you have never used before, because you may be allergic to them. If you need to, consult your physician and all of that. So make sure that you know, you always want to know the herbs that you're using. So make sure that you do that. And then also when you're taking a bath, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because these herbal bath bags can speed up the dehydration. So you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. So, but the one that I use, I'll use this one before an investigation. Usually what I'll do is I'll use it in the 2 or 3 days leading up to it. I call it my protection bath. So just a real quick, and I'll make screenshots and put them on my page if you guys want to copy them later on. But it is basically, this one helps strengthen your psychic armor before going into an investigation. You bathe in it, daily until you feel strong. So if I have an investigation coming up, I'll usually bathe in it for like 3 or 4 days beforehand. And it's just the perfect booster to make sure that you are psychically protected during the investigation. So what you do is I use organza bags. They're perfect because they let the water through, and they just work perfect. So 4 tablespoons of rosemary. Rosemary is one of the top protection herbs out there. 3 bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of basil, 2 tablespoons of fennel, a tablespoon of dill, and then a cup of Epsom salt. Mix all those together. You can make this recipe depending on the size of the bag. You can make 4 to 5 little ones, or if you have 1 big organza bag, you can make just 1 big one. You can reuse them depending on how hot the bath was. If you want to reuse it, squeeze all the water out, put it in a Ziploc bag until you're ready to use it again. I actually make big jars. So, I'll multiply the ingredients by 4, and I'll use that much, and I'll just make big jars that I can use and just keep refilling the bag. So you can do that. And I know some people will just sprinkle the stuff in the tub, but I use the bags just because I don't like having the herbs all over my body. So you can do that, and that's the protection one. And then if you want to boost your psychic awareness, whether it's daily, bathe in it daily to increase your awareness and psychic impulses. And but when you're taking the bath for this one, you want to visualize your psychic abilities and just, kind of focus on that and, just drift away, and that helps. But to make this one, you have 3 tablespoons lemongrass, 2 tablespoons thyme, which I have all over my house. So if you come to my house, you'll see little jars over the doors, and that is rosemary, marjoram, and thyme, which we'll talk about that a little later. 2 tablespoons of orange peel, 1 tablespoon of clove, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and then again, 1 cup of Epsom salt. And the Epsom salt's optional, but I just love adding that to my bath for those. Okay. And this one is if you've had a paranormal investigation and you feel either negative energy is attached to you, you feel you have some type of psychic attachment, or even if you're just feeling down, even if you didn't have a paranormal investigation, this bag will help boost your spirits, and it'll expel anything that is attached to you. So one thing I suggest you do is when you take it, of course, make the bath as hot as you can handle it with not being too hot. Always have your glass of water next to you. And then after you're done with the bath, don't get out while it's draining. Just sit in the tub until all the water is drained, and envision that negative energy attaching itself to the water as it drains out of the tub. And that is a great way to do that. And so with this one, I use 2 tablespoons basil, 2 tablespoons rosemary, a tablespoon of yarrow, a tablespoon of cumin, a pinch of rue, and then a cup of Epsom salt, which again is optional. So those are, like I said, those are perfect to help you. And I will take these, I'll take the screenshots directly from my herbal class. I'll attach my logo to it. But yeah, these are examples of things that I have from my herbal class. And they're absolutely amazing, because then we still have a few minutes before Nicole gets here. And as always, guys, I'm talking fast, but like I said, and if you guys don't see this stuff on my page in the next couple of days, bear with me. My parents are coming into town. Love having them visiting me, but I was expecting them Friday, so my week is completely thrown off as I'm preparing for them to come tomorrow. So yeah, I would have been, I'm glad my mom said something, because otherwise I would have been shocked if they came to the door and were here all of a sudden. But yeah, I will get these posted, as well as I am going to be, it's in the works, but I haven't quite fully finished it yet. I am going to be teaching webinars on how to make sage sprays, energy sprays, these herbal bath bags, and all of that stuff. So these webinars, I'm not sure when, but I will definitely let you guys know. I know we're in the process of revamping our website and getting that up and running to accommodate a whole bunch of different things, including, like I said, I'm selling the journals. I'm going to be selling these sage kits and a whole bunch of different things. So definitely stay tuned. You don't want to miss what we have planned. So many exciting things planned. But anyway, the sage protection and energy sprays that I make. You can find these anywhere. You can find them pre-made if you want to, but I prefer to make them myself because you can put your own energy into it. So what you do is, I wish I would have had the stuff. This is why I need to plan ahead of time, so I have all the stuff with me. And oh, thank you, Todd, for sharing that link. But yes, so with this one, you'll get a cobalt blue glass or amber. You can use clear if that's all you can find. I have several that I've used that are clear, but the cobalt and the amber protect it from the sun or from the light, so it won't deteriorate as fast. And you want the little spray mister head, and about 2 ounces worth, 2 ounce size. And make sure it's glass, because plastic will absorb the ingredients and it'll deteriorate it faster. And then also when it absorbs the ingredients into the plastic, it takes away from the properties that are why you're making this. So then you want blessed rose or distilled water, 10 drops of sage essential oil, 3 to 5 drops of desired oil of your choice. So you can use lemon, orange, lavender. I use orange because I use my sage sprays as, I call them, make me happy spray, because it not only offers that sage protection, but it has the uplifting of the orange. Lemon works great too. Lavender is perfect for relaxation. We actually made one with cinnamon oil. It turned out amazing. That one is very uplifting. And the reason why I made that one is because cinnamon is supposed to help with kidney function. And as you guys know, I was suffering from kidney disease for several years. So I've started doing that, and that is just, it's amazing. 2 drops of rose essential oil if desired, unless you're using rose water. And then you want 1 to 2 small quartz crystals, and then a sage leaf, a pinch of pink Himalayan kosher or sea salt or blessed salt, and then witch hazel or alcohol. Some also, I've heard people use vodka in it. I haven't done that myself. I personally use to cut out the rose essential oil. I use the distilled water, and then I use a rose infused witch hazel for mine. Mix all those ingredients together, throw them in the jar, and so basically what you'll do is you'll fill the jar halfway with the water, drop everything else in, and then top it off with the witch hazel. I do want to let you know that if you do plan on shipping your witch hazel, you want to not use alcohol. And also you want to use non-alcoholic witch hazel, because otherwise you're going to have to pay for ground shipping, and that is going to be expensive. Trust me, I've done that before. So those are some tips on making those. And I actually have made these into little roll-on jars, or little roll-ons. Carry with me in investigations. They fit in your pocket. I have the sage spray in my paranormal investigation kit. If you come to my house, you're going to find the little roll-ons and the sprays all over the place. So they're everywhere. Easy to get to, easy to make, perfect for whatever you need them for. And you can also use them for, hold on one second. Nicole was sending me a message. Sorry, guys. Okay. But yeah, you can use them for a whole bunch of different things. And what people don't understand is that herbal magic is, I think it goes hand in hand with the paranormal. And it's all about your mindset. It's all about your intentions you put into it. You know, of course, people always say, well, I don't have a priest or a high priestess. How do I bless my sea salt? You can do it yourself. As long as, I put it in a bowl, and I put it in a bowl, and what I do is I'll hover my hand over it, and it's, same thing as putting your intentions into it, but you whatever you believe in, put into that. And then it's personalized, it's customized, it's for you. So that makes it perfect in everything. So Jamie, I really enjoy all your tips and articles. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and if you guys have anything, I've been, my blog is set to run on its own because it's all because I actually transferred from one format to another. And so on the new blog, it's through November, I think it has. So you'll have one post every day through November. And my goal is to keep that going with one post every day because everybody seems to like the different posts that I'm sharing. And I'm all over the board when I'm sharing my blogs. I have everything from herbal magic tips. I even have how to make witches snot and ghost poop on there for fun, Halloween fun crafts. For Christmas, I have reindeer snot, snowman poop, reindeer food, and just a whole bunch of fun things. I also throw up recipes, especially with the herbal. I have my herbal stove simmers are on the page as well. And then I go from Paranormal 101. Some of the fun ones that I enjoyed making were the 13 out-of-the-box EVP questions that you can ask at different locations. And the paranormal challenges, those are fun too, where you challenge yourself for 10 days to do different things every day to either learn about the paranormal. And there was another one, the photo scavenger hunts, where I'll pick a city and I'll pick different locations, and I'll share, hey, this location is haunted or rumored to be haunted, go get a selfie in front of, let's just say it was, I'm trying to think of a location, McCaw School of Mines out in Nevada. Go take a selfie in front of the train from Area 51. And then below that, I'll talk about the paranormal activity around that train. So it's not only, educational, but it's also fun if you are in the area or when you go on vacation. And the other one I have is the top 13 reasons to visit a location. I've done Key West, Gettysburg, and it starts out with 13 locations, 13 fun things to do. And then it's like, and here's 13 paranormal things to do. So there's a lot of things. So if you guys have any topics that you want to see, message me, comment here, and I'll definitely add it to the list. I know right now I have 450 pages worth of blog material that I need to just dive in and start doing and getting that all done with. Okay, and Nicole has arrived back.
Looking for a unique paranormal experience? The Haunted Rock Island YMCA Paracon, October 7th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. is just the event you're looking for. You will have the opportunity to investigate the Haunted Rock Island YMCA with ACG Paranormal. Visit with over 60 paranormal and metaphysical vendors from 8 or more states. And pre-order your t-shirts at dvinar@aol.com. Visit a psychic gallery reading, mediums, tea leaf reading, animal communication, dream interpretation, aura reading, tarot and oracle card readings, or get a Reiki healing. See a demonstration of the Estes method by Carly Bird. Presentations by Nick Simons and Aaron G. Thompson of 28 Days Haunted, Greg Bakken from Ghostbox Radio, and headliner Rick Hayes, along with many folks you'll see on Paraflix. Be sure to like and follow our sponsors: Paraflix, WLTK-DB Talk Radio LLC, Studio 6 Productions, Unturned Pages, and Ocean Eye Crystals. General admission is only $5, and all proceeds go directly to the Haunted Rock Island YMCA. For more information on the Haunted Rock Island YMCA Paracon and vendors, look for them on Facebook under Events. Are you looking for unbiased and uncensored paranormal and spiritual talk? At WLTK-DB.com, we offer several talk shows ranging from self-care to hauntings and everything in between. Find the shows and hosts on our website at WLTK-DB.com. You can watch them live or catch up on your latest favorites. While you're there, be sure to check out the store and pick up some of the latest station swag. Did you know we had a station blog or that you can host your own show? It's all online at WLTK-DB.com. Looking to advertise? Check out our competitive pricing and let's get you noticed. WLTK Talk Radio has something for everyone. So be sure to stop by and say hello at WLTK-DB.com.
Okay, everyone, I hope you can hear me now. I know we were having some audio issues. And so let me know if you can hear me. I know Todd is back there monitoring everything, and he said we should be good. Oh, you gotta love technology. And before I answer any questions, I just want to make sure that you can hear me because I don't want to start babbling. She's back. Okay. Jamie Lynn, I did see your comment just before we went to break, and you can, my blog is on my Facebook page, or not my Facebook page, on my website. So if you go to heatherleighphd.com, on the top, let me just make sure that I give you guys the right location. I think if you go on the top menu bar, there is it's called Heather Leigh PhD blog, and that will take you to all of my blog posts. Last I checked, there were, let me just check real quick. There are quite a few that I had already posted. And sorry, I'm getting there. And then as soon as I check this, we will bring Nicole on. But there are, oh my goodness, my computer is acting. 165 posts as of today. And like I had said, it is expected to go a one post every day. Sometimes there's two posts. Like the other day, I posted information about Phantasm, so you can catch that if you are going to Phantasm, and a whole bunch of different things, and a lot of different things planned. But actually, before we kind of continue babbling and go down another rabbit hole, I want to welcome Nicole to the show.
Whew, hey.
Hey, Nicole.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for waking up early.
No worries, I got my coffee.
So you have been busy lately.
Yeah.
People say they can't keep up with me, but you are pumping out one book after another. So good.
Yeah, I'm actually almost done with my 14th book.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When it's past 10,000 words, it's doable, right?
You know. It's always funny when you're sitting there watching that word count go up and up and up, and then you have a goal for a word count, and then you're so close, but you still feel so far away.
Another 100, another 1,000. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or I'm gonna stay up tonight and just write one more chapter.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, been there.
So
I'm a night owl anyway.
If you can talk about your new book, what is the title and what is it going to be about?
They changed the title. I think it's Whispers of Haunted Objects.
Okay.
Part 2. It's like a part 2 from my earlier books, and I kind of want to refresh. And since I keep having, weird experiences, as a medium, it's nonstop.
Right.
So, yeah.
And are these objects that you've encountered, or are you just covering random objects that are around the world?
Pretty much both.
Both.
And I touched on various subjects. What to expect if you happen to own them, and what to do if you need help and all that good stuff.
Oh, Cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I still got to catch up on some of your other ones that you've written.
I'm still singing that one that you wrote forward to. I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Actually, thank you for asking me to do that.
No problem.
That was the first time I'd ever been asked to write a forward.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I thought it'd be more interesting.
But what, I guess, was there any particular object that kind of gave you inspiration to start writing these books?
I guess the $100 they always freak me out, and then I happen to have one, so I still have one.
You do? I didn't.
I
was gonna say I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's locked up in a cabinet, but but she's just spirit. She really watches out for places and stuff. I feel safe with her.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I have my Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls that just make me comfortable.
I gotta get one of those.
Yep. Yeah, mine were my grandparents, so they're from the 1920s, 1930s. So yeah, my uncle gave them to my grandma, and I truly do believe my grandfather's at least attached to them. So I might have you come and do a psychometry reading on them for me.
Sure, anytime. And I also love for the remote viewing, so.
Okay, we'll have to work on that.
Yeah.
Perfect. So where do you, aside from this new book that you have coming out, where do you get your inspirations to write some of your other books?
Just in dreams, or sometimes I feel like I'm being channeled.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, where did that come from? I know I'm being channeled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to be afraid of it, but now it's like, I type really fast anyway.
Okay.
That helps play the piano and the keyboard and everything, so I'm used to it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's the first time I've heard music tying into, providing writing inspiration. So that makes you unique.
I listen to dark ambient music when I write. I know I'm weird.
I usually have History Channel shows running in the background when I write.
There you go. Whatever works, right?
Right. I'm not even watching it. Anything could be on TV because I'm not even watching it. It's just I hate working in silence.
And sometimes I can just step away for a minute and do dishes or whatever. Another idea pops in my head.
I've had that happen. I stepped away to get some tea, come back, and I've forgotten the idea that I thought of just 3 seconds ago in the kitchen.
I'm like, oh yeah, I can add in more. Excuse me. Bro, dry water out here.
Mm-hmm. So, one thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I should add more to this subject. I should add more to that subject, and then also I got a whole chapter done.
And I know this is going to be a difficult question, but so far, which has been your favorite book to write?
I think my recent one, and because I also wrote a music book, completely different from the paranormal. I composed music on the piano. I wrote that, and then My Haunted Travels, and then the one I'm working on right now.
Cool. And Marianne says hi. She's commenting in the comments, so she is from
I can't see.
Ghost House Paranormal. Thank you for watching, Marianne. And nice. I know we've already started the conversation, but if anyone has any questions for Nicole, we are going to be touching base on, I want to talk about some psychic information, but feel free to comment and we will make sure we get those covered before the end of the show. So one thing I wanted to ask you, and I don't think I asked you this on the last time you were here, is when did you start realizing you had psychic abilities?
That makes so bad. We used to camp a lot, and that's when I actually got lost and we went hiking with my brothers. And all of a sudden I started to hear voices out of nowhere. Shouting me where to go, and they led me to the other side. Completely opposite to our campsite. So I was kind of nervous to let them know how I got through. So I didn't want them to think that I was crazy. And they said I was missing for an hour.
Oh, Wow. Did it feel like it was an hour, or what? Did it feel shorter?
It felt longer.
Felt longer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know sometimes in those incidents, it's like a time slip and you feel like you've only been gone for 5 minutes, but when you get back to the campsite, it's like you were gone for hours.
Yep. You don't get turned around easily.
Mm-hmm.
So even I've been hearing podcasts from the missing. I forget what it's called, but you can get turned around even though you've been there 1,000 times. You can still turn around. You know, get lost. So I always bring extra supplies just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's especially in the wilderness. I know someone I know used to work down in the Florida Everglades in the national park. And he would say that he would go across the boardwalk and it was almost like there was a portal there, because every time he would go through that area, it would be like a different scene each time.
I believe that.
It's interesting. And the Everglades, nobody goes too deep into the Everglades unless you work there, because there's always that risk of not coming out.
And if I remember right, I heard that area is reportedly haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio.
Yeah, I have an upcoming book that I have that in there. It has everything. It's almost like Skinwalker Ranch. There's UFO sightings. You have the skunk ape, which is our version of Bigfoot. You have paranormal activity, cryptids, you name it, that the Everglades has it.
Wow.
It's very, very interesting. And I'm just looking at the comments here real quick, and my mouse froze. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we had a few Bigfoot studies. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's okay. I was just welcoming and
okay.
Start seeing and hearing. Okay, Marianne says she started seeing and hearing since she was 6 years old. Yeah. I know a lot of people had it when they were very young, and then other people didn't get it until they were older.
I think I was about 12, 13 when that incident happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And actually, have you, since we were talking about it a little bit, have you run into a Bigfoot?
Not yet. I probably wouldn't faint or run away, or I don't know what I would do. But I've seen UFOs. But I haven't seen like the aliens, or I haven't seen Bigfoot or Black Eyed Kid yet. Okay. But I have good experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I always love the yet at the end. Because you never know what can happen.
Exactly.
And actually, one thing, sorry for all the crazy weather and natural events that you guys are getting out there in California right now, but have you noticed an uptick in paranormal activity with the hurricane coming through?
Somewhat. I can hear the spirits more, I like tell them, I'm trying to go to sleep. There's all come back at me at once. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of teams here in Florida that they notice when the hurricanes are coming, there's an increase in paranormal activity. And that could be, one of several things, of course, like with COVID, everybody was having paranormal activity, but they were home when they're normally not home. But
same with full moon eclipses.
Yep. Yeah. And then the storm increases the energy in the area. So there's several teams here who do research based on that. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Just kind of curious.
That energy.
Yeah. Yep. Because California, you guys don't get many hurricanes out that way, do you?
Not that bad. No. I was worried going to Florida last year. Like, there's going to be a hurricane.
Yeah, because you were here at the peak of hurricane season, if I remember.
Like, oh man, I was still worried.
Yeah, but yeah, they're. I guess because we live through them, they're unless there are 5. Yeah, you're used to it. Unless it's a 5, there's no worrying.
It's like earthquakes. We're still having earthquakes, like left and right. And I haven't felt any just because I'm used to it.
we were in
like, what quake?
When we were living in Vegas, we had a couple back to back there for a while, and it was like one day the blinds just started moving, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I had no idea. And then my husband messaged me. He's like, did you feel that? And he's on the other side of town.
Yeah, if I would have saw that, either spirit or earthquake.
But yeah, that wasn't something. Yeah, that wasn't something we get here in Florida at all. So that was an interesting experience.
Wow. Yeah.
And I do want to, I'm trying to look at my questions that I had written down before the show.
Sure.
And what kind of, oh, go ahead. You there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, oh, that's
perfect.
weird.
I was going to ask
I'll
you,
be sure.
what kind of tips do you offer not new people, but people who are just starting to realize that they have psychic abilities on how they can enhance those abilities?
I always say not to be afraid of it, and for who you are, first of all, and always seek help with your trusted family member or close friend that also has the gift.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And I know sometimes it's hard because like when we were growing up, we didn't have the internet. We didn't, and
We didn't have these privileges.
right. We kind of were like stuck, like what's going on. And if the library didn't have the information, we didn't know what to do.
Right.
Yep. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is you investigated David Oman's house.
Well, I had a tour there. I didn't have time to really investigate it.
Okay. Well, it's like you go to a location that's like an investigation, I think, because they talk to you regardless whether you're investigating or not.
Active. It was pretty active, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. I still need to get out there. We were supposed to do a cruise before COVID hit, and he had invited us to dinner before we got on, the night before we were to cruise out, but COVID hit and that got canceled. But I've just been curious as the activity of the house, and do you think it is Sharon Tate or any of the others that were in that murder?
I think that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of reports of her sightings and everything. I felt a lot of energy there, even though I didn't really see anything, but we heard objects move and everything like that. I have weird experiences there.
Yeah, and I know
even
in
the door wouldn't open.
I know in his book he had talked about that there was a Native American battle or something that occurred nearby. Did you pick up on any of those type of spirits?
Actually, no. That was just, me to open the energies that might, just open minded and everything like that. So that's actually my first time. Sorry, that's actually my first time.
Oh no, go ahead.
Queen Mary.
Yes.
Besides Queen Mary, I had even more weird experiences there off and on in my life.
Yeah, and who do you think you encountered at the Queen Mary?
I'm not quite sure. One, I haven't run into Jackie yet, the one that roams around in the pool area.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the pool area once, and that's enough for me. I didn't stay there too long. I just feel like she's trapped there, and I don't know why she doesn't want to alone, but she just trapped there. And there's some other spirits that I can't remember. I've seen shadow people, especially in the ancient room where my grandparents used to work.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I know. I want to get there because Peter Haviland died a couple years ago, and he was one of my mentors in the field, and he loved the Queen Mary. So if he's sticking around in the afterlife, I'm sure that's where he is.
Possibly. And then when I stepped inside that most haunted room, I think it was the B340, was it? But all of a sudden, I just have goosebumps like crazy. And then I told the guys, get their meters. Sure enough, the meter was round off all around me.
And what's funny too is I've noticed sometimes when someone's having a psychic experience in a location, the nothing happens on any of the detection devices. So it's still weird. I'm still determining if those devices really do work.
Right. Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it depends on the psychic and the location. And also, I was gonna Now I lost the train of my thought.
Oh.
Too early. It'll come back later. It wasn't important.
I was gonna say if you're up there, you go.
Yeah. But when I was in that room, B340, we had a choice if we wanted to go in there or not. And so I decided to go in there because I want to experience that. I'm weird. It's like experience.
Yep.
And they said there was a man that, I don't know if he was healed or he killed himself or something like that. I feel like he killed himself in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of poltergeist activity, mainly.
Interesting. Yeah, I might have to check that out the next time we're out there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Actually,
worth going.
You're going again?
Definitely. And now that it's reopened, yeah.
I know.
So
I know.
we should get out there
Exactly.
and do vacations.
Yes, I'm actually working on it. I'm hoping sometime next year. I'm working on getting a few things booked, and I know my publisher wants me to get out to Vegas. So I figured if I'm in Vegas, I might as well continue my way around.
We can invite Father Ken too. You know, I've been wanting to meet you guys.
Oh yeah, he's been wanting to get together with me for a while. Supernatural Seekers wants to know: have you noticed more evil since the pandemic?
Not really. It's about the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just people are more aware.
Right.
Than anything.
Yep. You do become more aware with your psychic abilities.
Yep. Okay. And I know we've been talking about different locations that you've investigated, but which would be your favorite location that you've explored?
I would have to say the Open House and Queen Mary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And have you done Alcatraz or at least visited?
Alcatraz, yes, I got to visit there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Winchester Mystery House.
Oh, that's a place I want to get to.
I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Man,
definitely.
There's Alcatraz. There's so much mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like in energies, like some of the areas that my psychic abilities were just developing way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't enter some of the areas. You know how something feel like it's blocking you?
Mm-hmm.
I think that could have been my spirit guys saying, no, at this time. I keep him busy.
Yeah. I know, it's like that meme where the spirit guides are like watching your life like a squirrel trying to cross the street with a car coming.
They're like, I didn't see my angels too.
And
you want to be on it? Sorry.
No, that's fine.
No, I'm giving her a hard time. Sorry.
I do the same thing. My son will come down, and that's when I mute because the kitchen's right here, and he just starts making all this noise. And he starts talking to me.
I forgot to mute. Okay, I see it now.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just funny because sometimes as loud as he gets, I can't even hear the guests when they're talking. So it's quite humorous. Okay. So again, guys, we have Nicole joining us today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm sure she's more than happy to answer them.
Sure.
And like I always tell you, if neither one of us know the answer, we'll work on getting the answer for you. We have a lot of people that we can reach out to get that answer. So do you have any exciting plans coming up anytime soon?
I have something up my sleeve. I've been chatting with an old friend of mine. He's also a paranormal investigator. And he's going to come all the way from, if I say it right, Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. So if he gets down here, we're going to try to get in one of my old stomping grounds. It's Palomar Inn. It's been featured on the Travel Channel, the most haunted hotel in the U.S. So, and I've been there before, and I've had weird experiences when I was there just visiting. And so we're going to try to get in the door again to actually do a through more investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
hopefully within a
That
few
sounds like it would be
weeks.
fun.
We're waiting for the permission. And that's very important in those
Yes.
areas. You know,
Yep.
always get
Yeah.
permissions.
Oh yeah. And I know a lot of paranormal teams and investigators who've gotten in trouble by not, thinking it was okay, to go places, and it's not. I mean, the other thing too that we learned is railroad tracks. A lot of people like to do investigations on railroad tracks, and they're federally owned. So
It's good to do
even
your homework.
right, yes. So there's a lot of places. Just because you can get to it doesn't mean it's public property.
Right. Especially if you see signs and, always heed those signs.
Yeah,
Private property.
We had my investigator friend in Vegas when I was still out there. He found a video on YouTube, and they were in Rhyolite, and one of the buildings has a chain that says no trespassing, and they recorded themselves stepping over the chain with the sign that says no trespassing and put it on YouTube. It's like, granted, you shouldn't be doing that anyway, but let's put your evidence on a public forum for the cops to find.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, you can't talk your way out of that one.
Nope.
But yeah, and I know most of Rhyolite, that one is no trespassing, not so much because of the dam. I mean, it is because you could damage it, but it's also not stable ground with the mines underneath it.
Yeah,
so the areas the areas they have roped off, those areas could be vulnerable sinkholes and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, and we have Courtney Courtney, you were joining us earlier, I saw that, but she wants to know, do you work with anyone specific, angels or fairies or anything like that?
Yeah, I work with a variety of spirits, especially angels, archangels. Gabrielle recently. Sometimes Michael. It depends on the situation.
Cool. And medium Jennifer Newman is joining us. Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for joining the show.
Hello.
And to jump back to your psychic abilities, when you have an experience, actually, have you ever had an experience that is where like they all want to talk to you at once?
Yep. All the time.
So your job is also to educate the spirits on what to do.
Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, it's mostly, that's why it's important to ground yourself and set those boundaries.
Yeah. And so for grounding, is that what you do to, like, do you ever work on shutting it off for a moment, your abilities?
Yeah, when I meditate, I try to set it off then.
Okay. And Courtney wants to know, what are your favorite crystals?
You know me, I have a lot. I'm wearing one of them right now. I forget what it's called, blue agate or something. And then I have a labradorite. I only have kind of like the warrior stone. And then I only have this nearby, a black obsidian. Those are my favorites. Rose quartz, clear crystal. I have a lot of favorites.
Yep, I like howlite. I came across that at a metaphysical fair last year, and that stone is like always cold. So it's weird. I'll, like, when I lay down to meditate, I'll put it on my forehead and it just relaxes me.
Oh, that is weird.
And
also like black tourmaline.
Oh, yes, that one. And there was another black obsidian, I think. Yeah. I'm like drawing a blank on. That's what I thought that was. So perfect. And since we're on the topic of crystals and stuff like that, do you work with any herbs? And which ones are your favorite?
Actually, no. I haven't worked with herbs yet, but I'm interested.
Okay. Yep. That's my, my specialty
I know
as
that's
far
your
as what I
specialty.
enjoy doing. Yeah, I love my herbs. They're like, everybody jokes with me because, you know, they'll come into the house and over our front entrance door, there's these little tiny jars with rosemary, thyme, and marjoram.
Mhm.
And people are like, what is that? I'm like, that stops the
I
negative
do work
energy
with
from coming.
oils.
Yes.
I have
Which one's
favorite
your
oils
favorite?
that I work with. Lavender.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I forget what else. But yeah, mostly lavender.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lavender is a popular one. And then I use orange. I love the scent of the orange. And
Yeah, orange is good.
Courtney says she grows lavender. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't wait to buy a house so I can have my own little herb garden in the backyard.
Yep.
So, okay. And actually, before I forget, because a whole bunch of different topics will come up in my head and I'll forget,
Sure.
your show. You are hosting a radio show Tuesday nights usually, and I think you said you're off
try.
tonight. You
Yeah,
try.
she's in the storm.
That's how I was in the beginning. It's like, I'll try to host a show.
Yeah, I was afraid we couldn't connect because of the storm we've been having lately.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this week, however, I'll bring back Chris McKenna.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always a good storyteller when
Yeah.
it comes to his experiences. Yep.
Oh yeah, look forward to that.
Yep. Okay. And any other exciting guests, or do you just plan week by week?
I kind of plan week by week.
Mhm.
You're always welcome back. You know.
Oh,
you
know, you can reach out to me anytime.
But,
I just asked because I'm curious, because I'm already planning for next year's guests, because my OCD has me planning far ahead.
At least I plan at least 1 or 2 months ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. You and Joe is welcome back. Tell Joe I say hi.
I will. I'm hoping to talk to him later today. He needs to answer his phone. So Joe, if you're watching, I know you watch times from the background. And
Joe.
Courtney, yes, I'll definitely be in touch with you. Would love to get some lavender seeds. So, because we have a patio, and I really need to start growing stuff like that. I tried to grow sage, but it just kind of, it like downpoured afterwards, and it flooded the container I had the sage in.
Oh no!
Even though there were drain holes in it, it still flooded the container. So I think it washed away the sage.
Wow.
But yeah, and one thing I
like
know
white
it'd be
sage.
more. Yes. Yep. And
white sage and lavender.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And actually, for the oils, I do know when I use the oils, I try to find organic, because there are so many different oil brands out there that are, I don't want to say problems, but they have so many other ingredients thrown into them that
Right.
Is there any particular brand that you prefer over another?
Not really.
Okay.
Whatever I feel drawn to, I guess.
Mhm.
Just like when
Yeah,
I get my crystals, you know. Whatever I feel drawn to.
Exactly. Crystals are that. Oh, the crystals they call us.
Exactly.
we
And
don't
pets.
call them. Yep. But yeah, with the oils, there was a I wish I could remember the name of the brand, but it was available at Sprouts. And we don't have a Sprouts here. I think the nearest one is like an hour away. So, but
Wow.
but it was all organic, and absolutely, and they're strong. I love the smell of those. Okay. And, Courtney says I have white and common sage. And I'll have to try that. Start it in a window.
Oh, nice.
Definitely. Actually, I have a perfect window to put it in over there. So I'll definitely have to do that. And so when it comes to your psychic abilities, have you ever had someone come to you, you had no idea who they were, to give you a message to give to someone who is living still?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Because I know my co-host on Wednesday nights, he actually, I think if I remember the story correctly, he had someone to come to him. He had no idea who it was for, so he was trying to reach out to people who were doing investigations. to see, hey, are you, trying to get information on that one? So yeah, that's kind of, I've always wondered that, because that would be my luck. I'd get someone come to me, it's like, okay, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you're telling me to send the message to. So how do I get the message to them? It's like, it's kind of one of those things. Would you offer a referral to the spirit? Hey, I have no clue. You might want to check with this person.
Oh, yeah. I rather do a reading in person. I had one time I actually did that, and they were surprised.
Yep. Yeah, I don't really, I've been told by several people that I have psychic abilities, and I don't. I refer to them more as like an empath, gut instinct.
Right.
But I can see and hear the spirits, but I don't, actively communicate with them, I guess is what what I'm saying? I can't channel them. I can't, do anything like that. So I'm more of an observer, I guess you would say.
It's funny, I used to be afraid of channeling, because, sometimes you have to give yourself to that particular spirit, and then it always makes me nervous because I don't want me to end up being possessed,
Right. Yeah. That would be definitely my fear. And have you ever, not to talk about the negative, because I hate talking about negative things, but have you ever had a negative experience channeling?
I had one incident one time, right after we did a seance. They noticed my eyes turned black for a split second, and they're usually light blue. And then even my personality changed a bit. So I was feeling kind of nauseous, and so I remember kind of like stopped for a moment. Even my voice changed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's always what I was curious, because a lot of people say when I witnessed a spirit take over someone, their personality changed, their eyes turned black, but they still looked like them. Other people have reported like their facial features will change to look like the spirit. I don't know if you've encountered anything like that.
Oh yeah, and my friend actually, I think I recall right. I don't know if she still has it. A photograph of my face what's called morphing. Like it changes right in front of her. So I kind of freak people out sometimes. I don't mean to, but
it happens. It's never on purpose. And I know you mentioned that you've done a seance before, but have you ever done table tipping?
No, but I've heard of it, and I want to try it so much. I don't know, weird. I like to try various things.
Yeah, I know in my doctorate program, we studied table tipping extensively, and the instructor shared various videos of them that they took in the 70s when he was investigating. And it's freaky. It's like, could you imagine the whole table moving? And it's interesting. Definitely something
I probably would have ran out the door. The first time it happened to me, I probably ran out. But
exactly.
Only because it's the first time.
Right. It's and that's my thing with this field. It's, ghosts don't scare me. It's the startle factor. It's like turning around and seeing someone standing there that shouldn't be there. You're alone, and all of a sudden there's someone standing there. It's not that I'm scared of what's there. It's just that, like my son will jump out from behind a wall. It's that same type of thing, catching you off guard.
Exactly. But I should be putting away my clothes right here. And all of a sudden, I had one of those empty tubs that you keep storage in. I had it right there behind me. All of a sudden, it started to shake violently. So I looked around to make sure it wasn't an earthquake. Sure enough, it wasn't an earthquake. It's like something like rattling in the room.
Right.
And I stood my ground. I actually was surprised at myself. I didn't run out the door.
Yep.
I stood my ground that time.
Yeah, and Supernatural Seeker says it's very interesting. I'm assuming you're talking about the table tipping, since that's what we're talking about, and a little unsettling. They've done it. So yeah, I could only imagine that. And it's like Ouija boards. I still have yet to use one. I'm not as afraid of them as I used to be, because I've done a lot of research into them. but it's very interesting. I actually, Karen from the Talking Board Historical Society, she's written a couple books that she channeled spirits through the talking board, and she video recorded what was being said, and then she turned what was being said into a book. So she's very interesting. If you need someone on your show, I can get you in contact with her. She's an interesting and amazing person. I will. I'll definitely do that. But I love Karen. She keeps telling me, she's like, "Are you getting a Ouija board soon?" And I'm like, "Soon." I use pencil.
I have a couple, but they're stored away in the garage. So I hardly ever use. I feel that I don't need those tools. I have my safe building now.
Right. But I feel like with the table tipping, I'd be the same way with the Ouija board. Like the minute it moved on its own, it'd be like, I'm done. But it's weird too, because I've used pendulums and the pendulums will move. And
I love
that doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
So
I like to feel the energy of it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, for joining us. And I see Wade Hyde has joined us. He's, his recommendation is to stay away from Ouija boards, and then talking about different spirits. He did word of warning. I'm assuming that's what that's for, is some might hurt you. So they can open a door and that door can stay open. And that's what I always tell people. If you use it, it's your choice. Just Heather, make sure that you know what you're doing.
Heather, do you have someone with you, by the way?
No, it's just me.
I keep hearing a male by you.
Okay, no, I don't even think my dog's down here.
I keep hearing,
it's just me.
Well, there's a male around here.
Okay. So, I mean, my husband's upstairs, but I know we can't hear him from up there.
No, it's definitely hearing like whispering around.
Interesting. I thought I had my home protected.
Mm-hmm. No, he's spirit. He's dead. I feel he's very close to him.
Okay. If that's the case, I think I might know who it is then. My grandfather makes his appearance now and then.
He definitely started like an older male, so yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he definitely. That's why I want you to do this. We'll have to do a remote viewing with the dolls.
Sure.
But yeah. So,
anytime.
Yep. So, because he comes to me, because like I said, my house is protected against anything negative. So as long as it's a peaceful spirit or anything like that,
Yeah, no, you get.
Yeah. So that's why it's like, and even my mom's house, she wants me to sage next time I go there and put crystals up for her and the little herbs, because she has some things there that are kind of, they don't bother them, but she doesn't feel like fully comfortable.
Right.
So she wants me to help her
sometimes
out with
sometimes it's hard for me to really kind of get their message out. But right now I can just tell there's something around you. But it's like I can't receive any messages at the moment.
Okay. Well, hopefully you do before the end of the show, because I'm curious to see if I'm correct as to who it is.
Sure.
And it looks like Lee is joining us. So welcome, Lee. You're coming up as Facebook user on my end, but I'm assuming you're Lee since Todd said good morning, Lee. But if anyone has any questions, we're still continuing on with the conversation. Lots of great information. Thank you, Nicole, for joining today. I always love chatting with you. And you always give me insight into the psychic world that I just that's not just something I focus on. So that's kind of, so when it comes to grounding, I wanted to touch back on that. Outside of using crystals, what kind of techniques do you use to ground yourself?
I listen to soft meditative music. Spa music is my favorite. And or maybe just sitting in silence. Which is hard to do these days, right? So I try to sit in silence for a few minutes.
And if your mind is anything like mine, there's no such thing as sitting in silence. It's like people tell you to free your mind of your thoughts, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's
right. For a split second,
easier
maybe.
said than done. Yes, it's very.
But once you practice it more, it becomes easy. Like how you connect with spirits, second nature.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that even though I don't, say I have psychic abilities, through meditation, when I do investigations, I'm able to see the spirits more clearly. where before they just used to be shadow figures walking around in the background. So that
Right.
can help with any type of thing in the paranormal field.
Yep.
So, and when you go on investigations, do you, outside of using, your psychic abilities, do you use any tools during the investigation?
I like the spirit box 7, even though it
Mhm.
kind of gives me a headache sometimes. And I want to try how do you say it right? The Estes method. I've been wanting to try that. I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully when my friend who's out here will try it.
Yeah, that's
I
something. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying I like dowsing rods and pendulums, and of course EVPs.
Yep, definitely. Because it's, even though you have the psychic abilities, and I'm sure you document everything that you experience, it's one of those things that having that piece of, even just an EVP, having that piece of evidence to back up your personal experience just enhances it out, all that much more.
That's why during my reading, I always ask if I should record our sessions. You never know, we might get another message.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to ask you.
Time that happens.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you had any EVPs that you've captured while recording your shows?
Oh yeah, there's something, and that's why I love to run it through Audacity. And I would hear spirits say thank you or help me, something like that, mostly.
Yep. Yeah, we had, what was it? It was a couple of years ago. I was still in Vegas, so more than a couple of years ago, we had Bishop Long on our show, and he was doing a presentation about a demon that he actually captured a photo of, and was talking about, his experience with the exorcism for that one. And in the middle of that presentation, we got a loud growling noise that we could hear, and we're like, okay, whose dog was that? Making sure nobody's dog like growled or made a noise, and it was nobody. And then we had a little girl's voice come across too when we went back and listened to the show. And then we uploaded the show to YouTube, and the next day our YouTube channel got shut down.
Oh no.
So it was like, so it was like one hit after another. It was like, was that a warning? Was
possibly.
It was very interesting. Yeah, I know. But it's funny because we've started a whole new YouTube channel, and I waited, and I ended up uploading that video again, and now it's still there. So if anyone wants to watch it, it's on Ghost Education 101, and it's with Bishop Long. And about halfway through, so about an hour into it, is when we started getting the EVPs. So it's real interesting. So it's kind of fun,
right? Yeah,
and that's what I like about this field. It's fun. We can joke around, but yet it's still serious in nature.
Yeah, like one of my friends called me spirit magnet, because wherever we go, I manage to capture EVP. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm psychic or it's because we're in the right area at the right time.
Right. Yeah. And that actually brings up a question, because I know when we investigated the Florence mine, we had tons of personal experiences left and right, including hearing voices, smelling things, seeing things, being physically attacked. You name it, it happened. Wow. But when it came to EVPs or anything like that, nothing.
Wow.
And so have you ever had, I was going to say, have you ever had an investigation where you just captured nothing?
No, actually, it seems like wherever I go, I'm able to get EVP or something.
So, and actually, yeah, it could be. You're a lighthouse beacon. Yep. So actually, talking about something, I know it's hard to escape the spirits when you're a psychic, but have you ever investigated your own home?
Yes, I admit I'm guilty. I used to do that when first starting out. And, I just want to get the feel of it when you actually get yourself ready to go out there. So,
yeah, the need to practice.
You don't want to do
it
because you don't want to freak yourself out. Right? But no, that's not useful.
Right. Yeah. My thing is I don't want to give any spirit the idea that they can communicate with me in my own home. So it was just
Right.
one of those things where, I mean, we had ordered a spirit box just because we were doing an event. And when you do events for the public, they want instant, they don't understand that you got to record on the EVP and then either do burst sessions or listen to it later. They want instant satisfaction. So when we got it, we wanted to make sure it worked. So we packed up and went to a park because I wasn't even going to turn it on in my house.
Yeah, I never know. It could be haunted.
Yep.
He said one time I was on the road, walking on the road, and I had my recorder on, and I thought something creeped me. I forgot what it said, but it kind of creeped me out. I haven't been over there since. At least not by myself.
Yep. And one EVP that always just, it kind of creeps me out because you don't know how to help them sometimes, but we've captured a little boy saying, "Help me." Have you ever captured an EVP that said, "Help me," or a spirit vision, or someone coming to you asking for help? And if so, how did you help them?
All the time. I don't know. It depends. I asked, they need help crossover. Most of the time they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just want their story to be told, mostly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how, I guess just because I've never done it, but how do you help a spirit cross over to the other side? What is your technique?
I really don't have a technique, so I just tell them, go to someone that you knew in life, go to your family, or if you just see a light, don't be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
I'm right there to help them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And I'm assuming that's you, Lee. If not, it's another Facebook user asking how about doing a pendulum in your own house. And that's where I say I have a double standard because, yes, I have used my pendulums in my own house.
Yeah.
But not so much to ask questions. It's more or less to practice the psychokinesis, where I'll hold it and I'll, envision it spinning and then envision it moving left and right. So it's more or less trying to control the pendulum, not so much as a tool for communication. But yes, I am guilty of that.
I can locate spirit portals and close them with mine.
Okay, yeah, and actually for that, I know one technique that we did, we've used on several investigations to find the portals with the pendulum. It all depends on how it spins. What technique do you use? Is it just you see them, or do you have a technique to find the portals?
I use my pendulum because I just feel the energies, and the area is really strong with energy, and I know there's a portal. Mm-hmm. I ran into one at the David Oman's house as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know how to make you feel dizzy and nauseous when you're around them. So yeah.
Yeah, I know we saw one investigation and it was weird because I'm assuming it was a portal, but we'd never seen it there before. But all of a sudden in one of the rooms that we were in, because it was a place we went to every month for our team training, and it just kind of looked like you were looking at the room through a kaleidoscope in just a small area. It was just like a little blob. It wasn't, but then everything around it was clear. So it was really interesting when we saw that. And Wade did say he had one that said help. So yes, he did. And he said that he would help find his family. And then supernatural seekers say they use compasses to find portals. Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Yep. I've used compasses.
I often.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say before I lost train of thought again. I often been asked, Nicole, can you help us? They would say my name, can you help us? That especially when I was at Queen Mary, I even forgot I had my recorder. It turned itself on, and then when I got home, it's still on. And then we heard, Nicole, can you help us? The fact that they said my name.
Right. Yep. Interesting. That would be an interesting. Special. I mean, I've had my name called, but I really haven't had them directly. It was more or less they said, if you want us to leave, say someone's name that's here. And of course they picked my name. That's like, what? But yeah, and I just lost my question.
Sorry.
No, I'm like, oh, I just lost it. That's hysterical. Anyway, we'll move on. I'm sure. Hopefully, it comes to me. If not, I'll message you later and ask you the question.
Sure.
But during investigations, do you? It's kind of hard because I know when we've done investigations with psychics in the past, we don't even tell them the location. Of course, we don't want them to know anything about it. We don't even give them the address. We go and pick them up and take them to the location and kind of surprise them. But before you go on an investigation, have you had any visitors or visions about what could happen?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I will remote view and ask about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one time I actually remote viewed the Queen Mary before we were going, and I actually saw Jackie for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of made me nervous. So, and then later on we were there. This one said they ran into her.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me goosebumps because I've seen her.
Yeah. Almost like a deja vu type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know my question. Have you ever tried astral projection?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's something I think I probably do it every night. That's probably why I feel drained all the time.
I was gonna say, is it intentional or accidental? Or accidental?
And I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And trying to think, have you gone any crazy place through astral projection?
I know it seems like I travel different places of the world, so who knows? Just be all over.
And then real quick, going back to the remote viewing, another question popped in my head is that's something that I've never been able to do, but I know a lot of people who are trying to improve their abilities and make it happen. Can you offer any tips on how someone can improve their abilities for that?
Sure. Find a great mentor and practice with each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
The way I do it, sometimes it's kind of weird. I have to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
And you center right when you lay down.
Yeah, I know.
Or you can do it when you're sitting up.
Not with remote viewing, but with astral projection, I know for some reason I feel like I'm going to stop breathing because it's like I'll do deep breaths and envision myself, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, I can't go because I'm going to stop breathing because it just literally feels like I'm not breathing anymore.
Yeah, it makes you realize, should I die? Like you're seeing all these spirits. I actually ran into my grandparents. They're like, no, not your time. They hit me head and I went back to sleep.
And Wade asked a question. He wants to know if you've ever been to Waverly.
Not yet, but it's on my bucket list. I've seen the Whaley House, but yeah, we didn't have time to go there, but yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we had back in 2020, we were supposed to go to Waverly. We had reservations and everything all set to go, but then COVID, of course, hit and I couldn't travel, but the rest of the team that I was with went and they had a blast.
Yeah, hopefully one day you can go over there.
I know I need to get up there. There's so many things I need to do. I need to do so much more here in Florida too. Okay.
Yeah, you have all those lighthouses.
I know. Yeah. So many different locations to get to. But are you good to stick around for another 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Perfect. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back to continue talking with Nicole. So we'll see you in just a few moments.
Great.
No matter the questions, Ellie Weisencell can help you find the answers. Ellie is a gifted intuitive and a natural energy healer, which she applies using the body code and emotion code healing systems, among others, to help you achieve balance for your best results. Are you looking for more clarity about which direction to follow with your life, health, or career? Let Ellie guide you. As a psychic, Ellie can provide clarity to the path you are on, so you may use your free will to change the direction of your life. Are you wanting to communicate with a loved one who's passed? As a certified psychic medium, Ellie Weisencell can connect you with your loved ones on the other side to facilitate healing or offer closure. To schedule your appointment with Ellie, look her up on Facebook at Ellie Weisencell Psychic Medium or email her at ellieweisensell@gmail.com. That's Ellie Weisencell, Weisensell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Exploring the Paranormal. I'm here with guest Nicole, having a great conversation as always. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. And Lee, I see you commented that you're patiently waiting for your Haunted Florida Lighthouse book. It is on its way, and I think it's going to arrive Wednesday, as what the post office told me. So your book is on its way, so it should be there soon. Actually, tomorrow. My goodness, today's Tuesday.
I'll try to get my copy too.
Yes, yeah. I have actually the next shipment coming in. I have it marked to set one aside for you. So, yeah,
thank you.
And and I'm looking. Everybody's here. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. And when it comes to that's another question that I was thinking of during the commercial break is your spirit guides. Are they former family, or not formal family, but are they family members, friends, just random spirits who are watching over you? Who do you have watching you?
I believe they're mostly random spirits watching over me.
Mm-hmm. So nobody you recognize?
Yeah. Not yet.
Yeah. And do you have a spirit animal?
I believe I do. It's a brown owl.
Okay.
Or I'll see if owl too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I always used to think mine was the penguin just because I love the penguin. In addition to all the other stuff in my house, there's like penguins everywhere. But for the past month, we've had a hawk that comes and sits on our fence. So it's kind of like, My dad's like, oh, that's protection. And so it's very, very interesting. So
yeah,
kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. And so how would one know when it comes to spirit guides, if it's a spirit guide or just a spirit randomly coming and talking to them?
You would know. I guess it depends on the connection.
Okay. Yeah, it's, I always joke, like, because people are like, how do you know what spirits you're talking to? Because they could be anybody. And so we always used to joke that they come wearing little, the hello, my name is tags when they come to meet us. It's like, that would make life so much easier.
That would.
Yep, Lee, we can see your name now. You're all good. So, and I just had another question. I've lost it. Holy crap. I am having one of those days.
It wasn't important.
It probably wasn't. It's just a random thoughts that pop into my head, and it's like, oh, I should ask that, and then completely forget. Oh no. Oh well. Anyway, so with your books that you have, I know in the past you have done book signings at different locations. Do you have any plans to do book signings anytime in the near future?
I hope so. Yeah. Since I have a couple more out. Yeah. More likely.
So nothing in the works yet.
Okay. Not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, same answer I give, because I have nothing planned yet either. Yeah, and it's so maybe when I come out to visit you or come out to the California and Nevada area, maybe we can do one together. That'll be a fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Fun little event.
Yeah.
Okay. And outside of this new book you have coming out, do you have anything else that you might be working on book-wise, or what would your next topic be?
I've always kind of want to write a horror novel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about my head of mapping one out.
Yeah,
I'm a horror
that would
movie
be
fanatic. So.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Just something out of the ordinary. Take your mind off of the paranormal for a while.
Actually, I'm trying to do it towards paranormal and towards my psychability. It's something combination.
Okay. Right. Oh, to make
Yeah.
it easy to write. You'll be able to channel that and get that done real quick.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Definitely looking forward to that one. Yeah, and make it to where it's really good and it becomes a movie, and then I'll have you back on the show, and you won't even want to come back on. You'll be like,
that'd be even better.
But anyway,
I'm always happy to help out.
Oh no, I know, and I'm always happy to have you on the show. I actually need to get with you before next year book's up and get you marked down for a date. So I'll look at the calendar and let you know what's open and get that done beforehand. Sure. And
yeah.
So I know psychic abilities and paranormal kind of go hand in hand, but when did you realize that you wanted to be a paranormal investigator?
Yes, since I just see and hear spirits from a young age. I always wanted to, investigate. I know I'm weird. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. I wish I could have done it when I was younger. But, yeah.
Yeah. My thing is I just wish I wish I was younger and we had all the information we have now. Because it's like I felt there were so many years, I don't want to say wasted, but so many years that you were left with a question and you couldn't even get the answer because you had no one to reach out to, and it was just definitely different times.
True.
Yeah. And Lisa's movie, she wants your book turned into a movie because then you can review it on her show, which is called The Monday Night Ticket.
Will do.
Yeah, and that one's coming out next month, Lee, if I'm correct. So that's going to be an interesting one. I know I'm going to be, I forgot the date, remind me, Lee, but I'm going to be on her show, and we're going to be doing a review of Cassandra Clare's book that was made into a movie. So we'll be doing that one.
Wow.
So yeah, she is next month, and September 4th. And Todd, I believe, is your first guest. So, but yeah, that's an interesting show. Check that out. That is interesting. Lee's always great.
Congrats, yes.
And she was a guest last week, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. So
I have to catch that episode.
So yeah, and I'm just trying to think of some other questions that I had.
Sure.
Between my talking fast, it's like we get through the questions quicker than we should. So now, but if anyone
has
bad,
I talk fast. Especially during my readings.
We get through a 2-hour show in an hour. But yeah, so you said Waverly Hills is on your bucket list. Are there any other locations on your list that you want to get out to and investigate?
I have quite a few. I've been wanting to go to the Sally House. I almost got to go there once. And the Stanley Hotel. And what was that lighthouse out here?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called, but it's on my list. I'd like to go back to the Omen House and the Queen Mary.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
And the Palomar Inn.
Oh yes. Yeah, so many. It's like so many interesting locations that it's just you can't fit them all in. It's like
and
sell
castles,
everything. Yeah, sell everything. Live in a camper or an RV and just drive around the country.
Yeah, I mean, or a minivan.
Yep, that'll be my retirement.
There you go.
So I know you had mentioned that there was some places that you feel you've investigated a couple times or you've visited a couple times, but is there any one particular location that you feel drawn to?
For some reason, I feel drawn to the Palomar Inn right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Or the Queen Mary.
Yeah. Yeah. The Queen Mary. Oh, that's an interesting place. We used to, when we would take our cruises, we would, just even standing outside of the ship, you could feel the energy coming from, almost like the ship is one giant portal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy with that ship.
It's weird. One of the areas, if I may share real quick.
Go ahead.
One of the, they have hallways. One of the hallways looks like it was actually breathing. It's just the way, I guess because of the way the ship is, how to move. I don't know. It's just like, that's how it freaked me out a bit.
Right. Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Wade brought up the Octagon House in Kentucky. So that's one place that I want to get to. I'm still trying to get out to Fort Dade. Every time we have plans to go, something comes up or it rains. So something's telling me that it doesn't want me to investigate Fort Dade.
It's better than being thrown out. I've been thrown out by spirits in some places. Like, for what years? I'm like, okay. Bye.
And it's one of those, Fort Dade really wouldn't be a formal investigation because it's a national park. And we would just mostly be going to see what the feeling is like there and taking photos and maybe running some video to see if any EVPs come up while we're just wandering through the park. But it's an old abandoned, and you can only get to it by boat. So it kind of makes me wonder, if we get there by boat with all these signs not saying, don't go, are we going to be able to get off the island?
Right.
Once we're there.
I almost missed my last boat. So it's a possibility, yeah. You know what it is.
Right. And actually that brings up, I know when we did one investigation back in Vegas, there was something telling us not to go. First, my other investigator who was supposed to meet me there, his engine block blew up. So he called me and I was supposed to go pick him up. The next thing we know, our water heater breaks and we have water everywhere. So we're waiting for maintenance to come to fix our water heater, which delayed me getting to the client's house. And then just as I'm walking out the door to go to the client, we get a call from my son's music school saying that his class was exposed to COVID and we all had to lock down for 2 weeks because this was like at the peak of COVID. And so it was like something was telling us not to go. It was like once we resolved one thing, something else happened. And it was crazy. Have you ever had anything like that where something was telling you, don't go?
All the time.
And have you listened or gone?
I'm sorry, I missed your question.
I was going to say, did you listen to the spirits or did you still go?
I learned to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I learned things the hard way sometimes, but yeah. When you get older, you learn to listen.
I know, the older we get, that's why we, that's a lot of roadblock signs. Yes, it was. And then it turned out that it was weird because the woman's house wasn't even haunted. We got no evidence. No, the only thing I have from that is one EVP, and it was the client's voice saying, "Get out." But she was on video and she wasn't talking at the time.
Oh, wow.
That was the only, but we walked into our house, we felt nothing. It was weird. So it's like, why were all these signs telling you, or was it our spirit guide saying, "Hey, don't go, don't waste your time. There's nothing there."
Possibility, yes. They're trying to warn you.
Right, because it was just weird. Because the other investigator, he found someone else to go with him. So they went and did the first one, and then my husband and I did a follow-up a few weeks later. And we got, between all of us, that was the only evidence we got from the whole weekend, or from both investigations.
Oh, wow.
So it was interesting. So yeah, you always got to pay attention to the warning signs, And a lot of people don't realize, they refer to it as gut instinct. I refer to it as that all the time. But sometimes that gut instinct could be the spirits, saying, "Hey, there's something's not right here."
Like, usually, how you go to point A to B, the same route all the time. If someone tells you to stop, wait a minute, or turn a different route, then you later find out, oh, you should have been in a car accident.
Right. Yep.
So.
Yep. Or it's like even traffic. Sometimes I'll get in the wrong lane, and you'll continue driving to get to the next exit to find out that there was an accident at that off ramp.
Yep.
So it's the signs come in so many different, not just the spirits coming to us and talking to us.
Oh yeah.
So, that's what I always find very, very interesting. So what would you say? I think we have about 15 minutes left. What would you say would be I know time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what would you say your most powerful message you've gotten from a spirit was?
I would say the serious one in my life, and it still haunts me this day. He woke me from a sound sleep, so I know I wasn't dreaming. He woke me right up. They tend to do that sometimes, This one, I think it was just trying to scare me. I don't think it was evil spirit or demonic. It could have been, never know. I can hear both the evil spirits.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I heard a complete sentence, not just a word. I heard like, "You can't stop me. I'm a demon." Like, first of all, I didn't even know I could hear demons or yet alone stop demons. I never understood that, but I heard that plain as day, and that kind of shook me up.
Yeah, that would be kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
And talking about the negative energies, that have you ever had a situation where you couldn't help a client with their paranormal activity?
Yes and no. Because mostly I'm in love to get out more physically. But right now, since I'm not on a team or anything like that, except for the morning Legacy Foundation, I do get to help with my psychic abilities, like remote viewing. I would help with that as much as I could. And if not, I can always tell a person where to go, where I can steer them in the right direction. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's always the heartbreaking part, is when you have a client who their pain is real, because they're going through something, but when it's not paranormal and you can't help them, it's like it's always really hard to deal with that, because that's why I stepped away from client cases for a while.
It's the same with readings. If they want you to tell them good or bad readings, if they have a bad reading, a bad spirit, I was trying to say, or negative spirit, I try not to leave anything out, that they might need that message. Even though it makes no sense to me, it might mean something to the clients.
Right. Yeah.
Or
and one question I've always wondered is, if you were to get a negative message from a spirit, with a client trying to reach out to a spirit, and the message is, very negative, how do you relay that to the client?
I would just write it in my notes, and if they ask, I would tell
them. Okay. Yeah, because that would be the hardest part for me. That would be the hardest
they're not
part
so nice messages.
Yeah, especially like if the spirit tells you, hey, the person has cancer.
Yeah, actually, I can feel their pain as well. That's why I don't like to ask that. Hi guys, I don't know if you can hear me. We're having technical issues. Heather is going to be right back, and For some reason the audio. Okay, we're
I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's tends to happen. I don't know if it's my energy or the spirit. So.
I don't know, but it's weird. It's just I don't know.
Could be both.
And it's like so close to the end of the show too.
Yeah, no. But we're back.
It has to be StreamYard. Oh, Todd says it's StreamYard, so we'll see. Because I was going to say we don't have any storms here yet, or what's going on, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been calm.
So yeah, but thank you for carrying the show while I logged out and logged back in for a few minutes.
Hey, no worries.
I
wasn't sure they were able to hear me. Or...
Yeah, I know everyone was in good hands. But we have a few minutes left of the show. Can you let everybody know, remind them your book, when it's going to be coming out, how they can get it, and where they can find you on social media?
Oh, sure. You can usually find my books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. The one I'm working on is Whispers of Haunted Objects 2, I believe. But yeah, is that right?
The publishers always change the titles on these.
They do, yeah. Yeah, I kind of like this one, but hopefully they'll stick with it. Within a month or two, hopefully we're gonna get it out. And then I'm always sometimes by lucky on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and the More Legacy Foundation.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I still need to learn TikTok, but I don't know. I avoid it like the plague.
I know I'm never on board. Make funny videos.
I like watching the videos, but I haven't made any. But anyway, again, thank you, Nicole, for joining us today. It's been a fabulous conversation as always, and I will definitely be in touch. We'll have you on again after the first of the year with the new season of the show.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem. Let me know whenever you need me on your show. I'm always happy to be on it. And
sure, anytime.
No problem. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Everyone in the comments, glad to have you here with us today. If you're watching the replay, make sure you start it over and watch it from the beginning. There's some amazing stuff happening and lots of great things going on. Super excited for the rest of this year, as well as you guys know I'm booking up fast for next year. So if you want to be on the show, reach out to me. Let me know. We'll discuss what your topic will be, and we'll make sure we get you on the show next year. So again, thank you for watching us. Next week, tune in at 10 a.m. Eastern. We will be live with Barnaby Jones from CAPS to discuss cryptozoology. So that is going to be a fun and interesting show. So thank you again, and you guys all have a fantastic week. Talk to you next week.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at wltkdb.com.